Welcome to the podcast. It is Tuesday, and dude, we have such a packed show today. I am Taylor, and I am so incredibly ready to talk AI.
And I am Morgan. It is Tuesday indeed, and looking at our rundown, it seems like we are living in the future. What is on the docket?
Oh man, we have got Google I/O updates, a crazy new coding model from Cursor, some edge cloud privacy tech, and a spicy take on Stanford students cheating.
That is quite the lineup. Let's kick things off with Google then. What is happening over in Mountain View today?
So ZDNet is live blogging Google I/O 2026 right now, and dude, the hype is absolutely unreal this year. We are expecting huge Gemini AI and XR updates.
The XR angle is interesting. We have been waiting for Google to make a serious hardware play there to compete with Apple and Meta. Are there concrete details?
Not fully confirmed yet, but the rumor mill is going crazy. They are supposedly integrating multimodal Gemini directly into these new XR headsets. It sounds so cool, honestly.
Integrating an LLM into a headset makes sense for contextual awareness, I guess. But I am skeptical about the battery life and latency. Running those models locally is tough.
Right, exactly. But if they use some kind of hybrid cloud approach, it could be seamless. ZDNet says we should expect demos showing real-time visual processing today.
I will believe the real-time claims when I see them live on stage without any pre-recorded trickery. Google has a history of overly optimistic AI demos.
Totally fair. Remember the original Gemini launch video? Plus, I heard they might even tease Android 17 features that run these models completely offline.
Offline capability is crucial. If they pull that off, it addresses both the latency and the privacy concerns we always talk about.
Yeah, I have a good feeling about I/O 2026. We will keep a close eye on the live blog as it develops throughout the day.
Definitely. We can circle back tomorrow if they announce any major hardware drops. For now, let's move on to the developer side of things. What is new with Cursor?
Yes! So I saw on the decoder that Cursor just shipped Composer 2.5. Dude, it matches Opus 4.7 and GPT 5.5 on benchmarks, but at a fraction of the cost.
Wait, really? Matching GPT 5.5 is a massive claim. What is under the hood of this thing? Is it an entirely proprietary model or built on something else?
Okay, so apparently it is built on Kimi K2.5, but they trained it on like 25 times more synthetic tasks than the last version. It is an absolute beast.
25 times more synthetic data? That is fascinating. We are really seeing the shift towards synthetic data paying off for domain-specific tasks like programming.
Totally. And they're emphasizing that it is a fraction of the price of the big models. It is going to make elite AI coding accessible to so many more developers.
Accessibility is great, but I always wonder about the context windows and reliability. Real-world repository-wide refactoring is where these models usually fall apart.
Oh, for sure. But apparently the context window is massive too, so you can dump entire code bases into it without it forgetting the architecture. It is wild.
We will see how well it actually recalls that context. A big window is useless if the attention mechanism drops crucial variables during a complex task.
Fair point, but Cursor has been crushing it lately. If Composer 2.5 actually performs like Opus 4.7 in daily use, it is a total game changer for software engineering.
It will definitely put pressure on OpenAI and Anthropic to lower their API costs. If smaller models achieve parity, the big monolithic models lose their edge.
Exactly. The competition is just heating up so fast. I am probably going to download the update tonight and test it on my side projects. Way too excited.
Let me know if it actually works or if it just confidently hallucinates Python errors. Speaking of data and models, what is this privacy framework you mentioned?
Oh, yeah, this is wild. MarkTech Post reported on something called MemPrivacy. It is this new edge cloud framework trying to solve the massive privacy issues with AI agents.
This is a huge bottleneck right now. The more useful an AI agent's memory is, the more of your personal life is sitting on a cloud server. How does MemPrivacy fix it?
So, researchers from MemTensor, Honor Device, and Tongji University created this system using local reversible pseudonymization. Basically, it hides your data before it ever hits the cloud.
Local reversible pseudonymization. Okay, so it swaps out sensitive entities like names or locations on the edge device, sends the masked data to the cloud, and then reverses it locally?
Exactly. It is so smart. The cloud model still gets the context it needs to be useful, but it does not actually know your real name or your bank details.
I like the sound of that. The tension between utility and privacy is the biggest hurdle for enterprise AI adoption. But does this process break the LLM's reasoning abilities?
That is the best part. The researchers claim it protects user data without breaking memory utility. The AI still functions perfectly, just operating on pseudonyms instead of real info.
If they can actually implement that at scale without adding massive latency, it could become an industry standard. Apple and Google should be paying very close attention to this.
Right? I just love seeing research that actually solves real problems instead of just chasing higher benchmark scores, you know? It is such an elegant solution.
Agreed. Security and privacy research often gets overshadowed by the flashy capability updates, but it is far more important for actual deployment.
I feel like we will see this baked into our phones within a year. It is a necessary step. But speaking of trust, let's talk about that Stanford article.
Ah, yes, the New York Times guest essay. It sounds like things are getting a bit dystopian over in Palo Alto. What did the student have to say?
Dude, dystopian is the right word. The Decoder covered this essay by a Stanford student named Theo Baker. He basically says ChatGPT shanked his entire graduating class.
Shaped his graduating class how exactly? Is it just the usual complaints about students using AI to write their essays? Or is it deeper than that?
Way deeper. He says AI took an already existing culture of dishonesty at Stanford and made it the absolute default. He called it a culture of just a little bit of fraud.
Just a little bit of fraud. That is a chilling phrase. It implies that using AI to cut corners has become so normalized that nobody even sees it as cheating anymore.
Exactly. Like people are not even doing the reading or the basic thinking anymore. They just offload everything to the AI. It is literally changing how they learn.
This is the existential crisis of modern education. If elite universities are just churning out students who act as prompt engineers for their homework, what is the value of the degree?
That is what I am saying. It is like if you are paying Stanford tuition just to have an AI do your work, what are you actually learning? It is depressing.
Employers will likely have to implement their own rigorous technical assessments. A degree might just become a signal that you know how to use ChatGPT effectively.
Oh man, I wonder how employers are going to handle this. Like, are entry-level jobs going to realize these kids don't actually know the fundamental material?
It forces us to rethink how we assess knowledge. Traditional essays might be dead. We might need to go back to oral exams or in-person, handwritten, proctored tests.
Students would hate that so much. But you might be right. We can't just keep pretending the old system works when everyone has a genius AI in their pocket.
It is a transitional period for sure. We are giving people these incredibly powerful tools, but we have not updated our societal or educational frameworks to handle them responsibly yet.
Yeah, totally. It is going to be a wild few years figuring this all out. But hey, that is exactly why we are here tracking it every single day.
Precisely. We will keep monitoring these trends from the elite universities all the way to the Google I/O stage.
It is going to be fascinating to watch. That is it for today. We will be back tomorrow with more AI news.